Welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. I was watching this story since yesterday about a 16-year-old girl in Houston that was murdered by her stepfather. Her mother was out of town working. And the first story that circulated, they were saying that the young girl said that her stepfather was standing at her door in the dark. I'm going to read the article to you guys. In arguing for a $2 million bond, a prosecutor revealed disturbing details about a man who allegedly shot and killed his girlfriend's 16-year-old daughter. Defendant Van Brisbane, 60, he was 60 years old, allegedly had his pants down when authorities arrived. The victim, identified by family as Lauren Juma, 16, was found dead with her pants down as well, according to authorities in Harris County, Texas. The defendant shot and killed his stepdaughter, who was 16 years old and who was found with her pants around her knees, deceased when police arrived, and the defendant's pants were also down. A defense lawyer requested $50,000 bond and argued against the state's request for house arrest, saying that Brisbane lived in Houston for 6 years and worked for the past year as an independent contractor for a company. The judge ultimately set bond at $1 million, with conditions including electronic monitoring and no contact orders protecting the teen's family. As the judge describes the allegations, the girl's mother was contacted and she was concerned about Brisbane showing erratic behavior. We do know that the mother was out of town and she has since returned. She immediately came back. We do have information that she had been on the phone with the 16-year-old prior to her murder. As described by the judge, the mother contacted her other daughter and asked her to go to the home. Authorities were called. Before they could enter their home, they heard two shots. The 16-year-old had been shot in the head, the judge said. It's also noted that her pants were supposedly down around her ankles, and also it's noted that police observed allegedly that Mr. Brisbane, he was pulling his pants up as he exited the home, the judge said. So I have serious concerns for community safety and for the safety of the complainant's family. The 16-year-old, the mother, and Brisbane all reportedly lived at the home. Only the teenager and Brisbane were there at the time. There was a gunshot, screaming, and then a second gunshot. The 60-year-old stepped out quickly after the shooting. Almost immediately, a male exited the residence and basically stated, "Y'all do what you have to do," he said. Brisbane is charged with murder. Juma's sister, Kerika Harmon, said that the 16-year-old had reached out about Brisbane acting strangely. She just wanted to get away, she told the news. That's all she wanted. She just said he was being really weird and wanted me to pick her up. Mother Lori Young also said that Juma reached out. "I just know my baby called me, FaceTimed me, and she said, 'Mom, help me,' she said while choking back tears, according to KHOU. That's the last time I heard her voice." She was in a relationship with Brisbane for 5 years, she said. Young described the relationship as positive between Brisbane and her daughter before all of this. "He treated Lauren like she was his baby," Young said. "I don't understand. He can rot in jail. He had no reason to take my baby's life." Lauren's father, Sahad Huma, described the child as a very wonderful, loving, caring person. She loved everybody and everybody loved her. "He does not need to be let go or set free," Lauren's stepmother, Christina Mitchell, said. "A monster that would kill a little girl that she trusted for all these years." Family members released a picture of death is too good for him. When he walked outside and said, "Do you do what you got to do?" he was looking for death. The investigation was ongoing. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, first of all, y'all, I keep telling y'all, there's too much trust with these men, even nowadays, you can't even trust the parent of the children, much less someone who isn't the parent. You left and you went out of town. She should have been at her father's house or with her sister. She should have not been left alone in the house with no grown man. I don't know what part don't people get about about this. Like people don't have self-control anymore, and there's too much sexual deviance in the world to be able to trust people with your children by themselves. You're all the way in another state. She has a father and a stepmother. Send her to her father and her stepmother's house. If you have to go out of state, why would you leave your daughter there with this grown man? That's not her father. I'm not blaming the mother, but this could have been avoided if correct discretion was used. You hear these stories every week. Stop leaving your children with these people. This man had his pants down. And her pants down. As soon as I heard the story before they let release the fact that he had his pants down and she had her pants down, I knew something nefarious or some type of sexual deviance may have happened because she's 16 years old in the house by herself with her stepfather and her mother's out of town. Anyway, peace and love, family.